Well, 3 back-to-school bills passed the State House today, but educators say lawmakers still have not given them the answers they need most. 7 Action News reporter Jennifer Ann Wilson is live now with the clarity this new legislation brings and the questions still looming on a lot of people's minds. Jennifer Ann?
Well, Carolyn, as you know, school districts up until this point have had zero idea of how much money they'll have to work with this coming school year. And now they at least know it won't be less than what they had last year. But that guarantee comes with a catch. And while there is the promise of additional funds to help with the additional needs they have, at this point, it's just too vague for districts to act on.
As we sit here today, we still do not have a school aid bill. School is less than a few weeks from starting.
Frustration grows as the clock ticks. After 3 back-to-school bills were voted through the House today, passed by the state Senate on Saturday, the legislation partially addressed its funding, assuring districts about the same level as they received last year.
Using last year's comp for us provided some stability.
In-classroom hours were also waived, meaning virtual and face-to-face classes will be counted equally. But for superintendents and teachers, it isn't provided the relief they need.
Frankly, that could have been done by the Michigan Department of Education, and it would have been much cleaner for school districts than what actually was passed in the bills, which include a variety of new accounting requirements that will be just added work for local teachers and school administrators.
Additional student assessments and classroom evaluations will now be required in order to receive that basic funding. While the legislative intent is to ensure high-quality learning, it adds to the burden of teachers and administrators, which is already much heavier than ever before.
It's just been an ongoing process of watching videos, looking at websites, and doing what I can to provide the best for our students.
Mary Campbell has been a teacher in Mount Clemens for more than 30 years. Her district still hasn't announced a plan for the fall and still doesn't have the tech in order to provide virtual learning. She's doing what she can.
It's going to help with all this legislation that's passed, but we need that state aid budget to be increased.
Legislation passed today allocates an additional $583 million for schools, but it doesn't say how it will be divided or when. So families and teachers still don't know if their school will be able to afford the things they need.
If they're going to be sanitizing the way they need to sanitize, we need more employees to do that for us.
Those are all costs above and beyond what we were expecting in a normal school year.
Well, as I mentioned, there is some stability those 3 bills provide, but still we need Governor Whitmer to sign off on those, and that is expected to happen later this week. Reporting live in Detroit, Jennifer Ann Wilson, 7 Action News.
Jennifer Ann, thanks.